down here at the lake. And there's no water. Everything is gone, locked up. Oh, my little stomping grounds is gone. I'm gonna have to find me a new area. There's nothing left down here anymore. This is a very sad situation. All the way down end of the road down here. There's no water anymore, and this valley used to be completely full. That's very sad. This used to be the old the spot where I'm sitting with my truck is actually the old marina used to sit here. Las Vegas Bay Marina. And they got rocks there. These been here for a while. But this is exactly where the marina used to sit at one time, and the water came all the way back up here. Was it 1983? All the way up here into the harbor. You can look at some old pictures from back when Elvis Presley and them did that Viva Las Vegas. But the water was way up here in the bay, and they were driving boats and everything. And it's heartbreaking to see how much of the water, the devastation with the drought out here has caused. And over there is part of their water treatment plant, which is on the other side of the mountain range here. And just over the hills where it's all lit up is Las Vegas. So, yeah, your 80 billion third straw level where they have literally driven, they have tunnels beneath the lake. Right now the lake stands probably at 1,000, I think 50 feet. I could be wrong. I know it's somewhere in there. But anywho, they have literally gotten down into the underneath the lake where they can suck the water, because a lot of the turbines anymore aren't working anymore because a lot of the equipment is outdated. And there's been a lot of controversy about them redoing the dam at one point further up into the canyon, and it wouldn't really surprise me if they actually did that one day. But they've outlawed a lot of the boats and certain watercrafts out here onto the water because of the water levels. And I know that this used to be at one point the largest man-made lake in the world, and I don't think it stands at that anymore. That the fact that it has the water has just receded so bad, and that, like I said, they created that third straw, which they talked about some years ago. I remember when they did the research about this, when they back in, I think it was 1992, when I was working at Good Humor Briars, that they had conservationists out there studying the wetlands, which they created Wetlands Park over there behind my sister's desert range houses, which is houses all the way around now. They've been totally encroached on the desert landscaping out there, Lake Las Vegas, and once used to be a beautiful area to go back there and ride your bikes, and they had tunnels through the trees and wildlife. It's all gone. It's just very sad reality to see all those houses and everything back there, and they built that 3 Kids mine. But anyway, that water conservationist that they were talking about back then, back in 1992, they found that they had animals that were extinct still thriving in the marshlands. And because they built that Lake Las Vegas, literally dried up, which is on the other side of these hills here, which used to be, there's a campground and stuff over there, which used to be the Las Vegas Wash. In fact, at one point, I believe they caught a record-breaking striped bass back there in that valley. It was 62 pounds. And there's nothing left. It's just a trickle of the stream that goes right into the lake here that literally has dried up all the marshlands here. There's nothing left here in this valley that used to be, and nothing left over there in the Lake Las Vegas Bay. And literally the new marina that's sitting over there in the old Horsepower Cove, the mountains that used to be way out in the water are now, because the water has receded so bad, are directly behind the marinas now. And it's just so crazy to how bad it is. And they've talked about it, that if it gets to a certain point where the water gets to a low level, like I said, they've got it to where they can suck this lake dry because of the tunnels that they've built beneath the lake. But like I said, they wanted to at one time call it a dead pool lake, because of the fact that the water, like I said, the water turbines and everything down there is dried up. I've got old photographs of the last time I went down there, and it's like I said, it's very heartbreaking when you grew up here in the Las Vegas Valley. I've lived here. I was born and raised here in this Las Vegas Valley since 1966. Yeah, I moved away and come back a few times, but this will always be my backyard. I grew up here. I grew up in the desert. I grew up with what was here. And just, to me, this is like my backyard. And seeing it all gone, it's heartbreaking. I can't, this is my freedom. And I don't know. What can you do? Progress of housing. They've defaced the top part of the mountain there in Henderson, literally all the way to the top of the mountain, built houses, defaced the whole mountain. It just looks awful. Coyotes coming into the neighborhoods and people complaining, and the lizards that are in the housing districts that never used to be there. You know, it's gotten to be a real problem. It was the same way in Phoenix, Arizona, that you've got all the coyotes that come in 2 packs each night. And they do it every night. They come into packs, they come into the housing because you've encroached on their land, and Ring's cameras, they let their cats and their dogs out. You can kiss your animals goodbye. So many animals just go missing, their fur babies, without a trace, because the coyotes have been caught on Ring cameras with the cats in their mouths screaming for their lives once they've been caught, and then they're killed and eaten. There's nothing you can do about it. It's the same way with being out here. Anyway, I'm going to get off here. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll give you a little update with where I'm out at this point here at Lake Mead. At one point, I will make a trip up to Hoover Dam and let you see the dried out devastation that they have done out there at like I said, Hoover Dam. Take care of yourself. Peace out. On the flip side, we'll see you then.